And we have Gamescom stuff to talk about. That was the big kind of news chunk this week, was all the stuff announced, updated, and discussed during Gamescom. So I know you had a few things that stood out to you, Josh. Let us know kind of what games really caught your eye. What did you like that you saw? What's up with Gamescom this week?
So the first day of Gamescom was the day before opening night live, and they did the Xbox presentation that day. And I was surprised that they had so many games that I was interested in that presentation. But one in particular was called Into the Pit. It's like an old school Hexen Doom inspired first-person shooter. It looks really, really good. And it's very hard to look up because when you Google Into the Pit, you get a million different things that have nothing to do with the game. So you got to do a little bit more digging. But this is coming out on Game Pass in October. And that was a really, really cool look. And then we got the launch trailer for Psychonauts 2 later in that same show. A lot of cool stuff about Dying Light 2. And just, oh man, it was stacked. Not even talking about opening night live. That was a really, really good presentation.
Yeah, as far as Into the Pit, I have an opinion on that. It looks cool. And again, it's got that Cthulhu bullshit that I love.
Yeah.
What I didn't like about it, and I recently commented on one of your TikToks, you probably didn't see it because I commented today, it's too colorful. I like color in games, especially when it's used well, especially when it really vibes with the art design, but this just seems like somebody heard, games are not colorful enough, and they just went, how can we pump this game full of as much color as possible? Like, every power you have has a neon rainbow color attached to it, so one of your hands is purple, the other's yellow, one's green, one's blue. And then everything you shoot out sparks a varying color, and everything explodes in color, and everything's colorful. And I feel like this would do better with a more kind of goth or underworld red tones, blood tones type of aesthetic, maybe greens. It's too much of everything. And it
is a lot.
It detracts a little bit, I think, from the art direction rather than adds to it. That's just my personal opinion. Now, does that mean I won't try it out? Hell no, I'm still going to try it out. It looks cool. But I wish they didn't just barf Skittles all over the screen the whole time, is all I'm saying.
There's a lot going on, for sure. And it was a small clip, so... it's going to be hard until I actually get my hands on it. But it's coming out pretty soon, so we'll find out. True
story. Speaking of horror-themed stuff, though, you had mentioned Blasphemous. That was on your radar, too.
Yes. So after they did the Amazing Indie Showcase, which was like an hour and a half of all indie games, and I don't think they opened up with it, but very close to the beginning, they showed this amazing animated sequence in the world of Blasphemous for promotion of the new DLC that's coming out later this year, and it's free. And they also announced at the same time that they're doing a sequel to it, which will be coming out in 2023. And I don't know if you guys have played this game. I'm old enough now to where very few games I play them and go, wow, I have not seen this before. This is really cool. And Blasphemous did that with its art style and its subject matter. It was just, it's so many Metroidvanias out there. This was one that really stood out.
It's beautiful. I bought it. I actually bought it on limited run. I have a physical copy. I played through... I want to say a few hours, and the similarities to Dark Souls were too much. Like the parts of Dark Souls I don't like. I mean, it's very difficult, which is fine, but I don't like when you die, you lose stuff, and then you have to go back and I think either fight yourself or fight the thing that killed you. I can't remember, but it's not easy to go back and get your progress, and I don't like.
Yeah, it's a difficult game. I bounced my head against the walls a couple times, but I stuck it through, and I'm glad I did. And this is coming from somebody who owns all the Dark Souls games and hasn't beat any of them.
Yeah, same thing here. I'm afraid to admit, but yeah, I just love the art. I want some like
it's
them
beautiful.
so much.
It's so beautiful. It's such a cool game.
Yeah, no, we've talked at length how we're scrubs and we don't do so well at Dark Souls. Maybe one day we'll go to Dark Souls school one day.
I'm gonna do it. I am gonna do it. I own it. I own Sekiro. I am going to go after these games at some point. At least that's what I'm telling myself. But I think I can do it. I mean, I beat the original Mega Man when I was like 8 years old. Come on, I can be a Dark Souls game.
You can tap into it. Just give up. Just take a week, lock yourself in the basement. Yeah. Don't eat, don't sleep. Just do it. You can do it. Yes. We believe in you.
Always have hope. Always have hope.
All right, Derek, you mentioned a game earlier that really stood out to you, Gamescom. What was that again?
Dokev? Or Dokev? When I watched this trailer, I was like, what is this? And when can I have it? Because it
looks fantastic.
Yeah, it looks like a Jet Set Radio / Pixar video game.
Chibi babies skating around, right?
Yeah, and you have like all these different modes of transportation. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it looks like kind of like a realism as far as the world, but the characters are like real cartoony.
Mm-hmm.
And like you say, real chibi. And then I guess there's a monster collecting aspect to it too, and you can have monster partners and do special moves, and it's like you were saying on the other game, it's really colorful.
Yeah.
Like,
this is from the same studio.
But it fits.
It fits here.
The same studio that made Black Desert Online is the one behind DokeV.
Okay.
A Korean studio. Yeah, so that's pretty exciting because that game is gorgeous. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it looks great, and there's a lot to go on from there. But I thought that was really interesting.
Mm-hmm. And the one thing that really, really stood out was the song that played through the whole trailer. I was like, oh, shit, I'm going to have to download this.
Oh, yeah, it was a bop, for sure.
Did you identify the song at all? Were you able to find out?
No, I have no idea what it is.
I used Shazam on my iPhone, and it was like, there's no entry results. We can't find anything on this song.
Damn, they made it up on the spot. Somebody was like literally at the Gamescom just singing into a mic. I
was like, oh shit. Like you said, it's a bop, dude. I'm buying this. And I guess it was originally supposed to be like an MMO, but they changed it to an open world adventure game.
I'm glad they did because it looks really cool.
MMOs are hard to get into these days, for me at least.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I've never been an MMO fan, so...
I was just talking to Big Nkrumah earlier today from Gamer Friends, and he was playing Destiny, of course. It's his favorite game. He was like, you think you might get into Destiny? And I was like, brother, listen, man, I just can't commit to just one game. My free time, I do carve out a decent amount for playing games, but there's all these different games I want to try, so I'm always bouncing from thing to thing. It sounds like Josh can relate because you kind of do the similar thing.
100%, man.
And I do log into a game when it really, like, there's a game like, wow, this is good, and I want to finish it, and I do finish games, but sometimes I'll cycle through a bunch of them before I land on one, and even then, you ain't keeping me for longer than probably a month because I got to beat you and move on, you know?
Right.
So the very idea of a game that's just, you just play this. You just play this. You just invest time and play this.
That's what you do.
This is what you do now. And I'm like, I don't want to know.
It's too much.
I am not monogamous when it comes to video games. I am
polyamorous.
I'm poly as hell. I'm out here just with all the game babies. Just girlfriend meme. I'm looking at 1,000 other games. So
just controllers everywhere.
Yeah, honestly, looking around at the basement, that's exactly the situation I find myself in right now. I still can't believe I bought a Series X. I put so much shit on my plate with that. Yeah. Okay. Anyways. Well, I'm going to rattle off a few other things that I noticed, and we'll kind of give our take after everything is said and done. So I'm just going to go through the list here. So Sifu gets a release date, February 22nd. That's still coming to PC and PlayStation. Definitely interested in that as a beat 'em up. Horizon Forbidden West is delayed until February 18th. There's a lot of games coming out in February, BTW. Dying Light 2 dropped a gameplay trailer that looks really dope. You actually did a pretty good job putting it up on your TikTok, so for those interested, go to Why You Should Play and check out the TikTok. Arrives December 7th. Forza 5 on day one with Xbox. They did a really good job capping it off with Forza 5, showing you how you drop it and start playing, giving you a ton of details. Custom controller looks really cool for the game.
I want that controller. I really want that
gorgeous.
Controller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty. A Saints Row Reboot. So February 25th. It's on everything but Switch. It takes me back to more of a Saints Row 2 vibe, which is my favorite Saints Row, so I'm kind of excited about this.
Saints Row.
I was talking to GP from Call It Like I Don't See It podcast earlier in the week about this one, and I was saying, with Saints Row, once you got to 3 and on, it's like if everything is insane, then nothing is insane. They went too far. You have to have a basis in the real world for things to really shock and seem outstanding. And not that those games didn't have any merit. It's fun to fly around as a superhero in an alien approximation of the Saints Row City or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. But not for me. Saints Row 2, shoot and poop on houses. That's where it's at.
Yeah, exactly. That's my favorite minigame.
I never played those games. I remember watching the trailer. I went in, I knew of them. I never really played them, though. And I'm watching the show, and that trailer comes on, and I'm going, this looks really fucking awesome.
Do yourself a favor.
What game is this? I was trying to figure out what it was, and then when they, revealed it, I was like, no way. That game is instantly on my radar.
Yeah, no, I mean, this reboot looks great. But do yourself a favor, track down Saints Row 2, go to the create a character, create a character that looks like Joker, and then play like you are the Joker. Like that.
Right.
That is seriously supervillain simulator, and it's wonderful. And you do such silly shit. Yeah. There's a mechanic where you just grab somebody by their collar and their waistband and toss them, and then you can toss them anywhere you want, in front of a car, in a jet propeller. It's good stuff. Anyways, moving on. We have Midnight Suns, Marvel's Midnight Suns. That looks to be a tactical RPG. We only got a video trailer, but the video trailer was really cool. Oh my god.
It was cool.
Yeah, it was really dope. March 2022 is when it's going to release, and they said they're going to have a gameplay trailer for us September 1st. Okay. Cult of the Lamb, and this is very much a Devolver published game, which you can almost tell just from looking at it. Developed by Massive Monster. It's basically a little lamb who is about to be slaughtered and then gets saved by a mysterious force and gets powers, and then ends up building a town where all the other animals worship the lamb, and then they go off to defend their followers from other potential prophets or other people powers. I don't know exactly.
Beware of false prophets.
It's kind of like a protects build village thingy with like a roguelike or like a dungeon crawl type thing married with it. It's coming out in 2022. It looks really neat. I love the art style. It's very cutesy, but there's a lot of violence happening, so just that dissonance I think kind of really fits together well. Midnight Fight Express. This is by a single developer by the name of Jacob Zwinel?
That's a hard one. I know what you're talking about. That's a hard one.
It's like Dzwinel. He is a father who made the game by himself, so kudos, because where do you find the time? It looks like a really decent beat 'em up, and it's coming out sometime this year, and I believe it's going to be on Game Pass.
Oh, it is this
day
year?
one.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, 2021 is what they said. And then April O'Neil was announced as a playable character in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, which I thought was pretty neat.
Yeah, she looks really cool.
That looks like a ton of fun. I'm really excited about that one.
Yeah.
After how good Streets of Rage 4 was, I'm ready for more.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and you kind of mentioned it when what we were playing, but this week, guys, Myst came out again, like a re-release. No More Heroes 3 literally drops while we're recording today, so it's out by the time you're listening to this. Hoa sounds really cool. I'm going to check out Baldo. I think that sounds neat. What system is Baldo on?
It's on I'm not sure if it's on Xbox, but I know it's on PlayStation, Switch, and it's also on Apple Arcade for Apple devices.
Interesting. Okay, I'll have to check it out for sure. It sounds dope.